Congratulations again, Mr. Sloan. Thank you for your service. I'm here tonight to speak about some impact on large-scale development on residents, specifically harmful sound levels, and offer some ways that we could possibly mitigate that. So we're witnessing development in town which is unprecedented in the city's history. We see geological construction challenges. As such, Bayonne sits on Palisade Rock, which in order to break through requires blasting techniques, requires pile driving, and as a result, some construction timelines are prolonged, furthering the nuisance or the inconvenience of some of the residents, but more importantly, exposing some of our residents to harmful sound levels for extended periods of time. The reason why I brought this up is I was on the light rail, actually at a restaurant, and then got on the light rail to 22nd Street, and I heard, the sound from the pile driving that was going on, and it's a pretty good distance away. And then a resident that lived directly across the street had sent me a video, and even in the transfer of it over to my phone, the sound was so loud on my phone, and I said, so let me start researching this. So all along our highways, we have concrete barriers protecting residential neighborhoods from highway traffic noise, which typically registers about 70 to 80 decibels. In general, sounds above 85 decibels are harmful depending on the length of the exposure, and as loudness increases, the amount of time that you can hear the sound before damage occurs decreases. When we think of this, in the case of development, ultimately, construction techniques such as pile driving generate as much as 135 decibels, which is somewhere near a jackhammer and a jet engine. When we think of decibel ratings on loud noises, an increase of 10 decibels is about double the sound. So if sound above 85 decibels could be harmful, certain construction noise can be more than 10 times that. There are measures to mitigate harmful sounds, such as a blanket, which is a piece of equipment installed around the head of a pile driver. It would lower the sound source by as much as 15 decibels. There's also temporary sound dampening walls that can be set up around the perimeter of the construction site, which would ultimately disperse sound up into the air and not out into the residential district. In my research, I noticed our city has several ordinances on the books that define excessive sound or acceptable decibel levels. Under Chapter 3, Police Regulations, our city has sound level limits and enforcing of the following: non-commercial power tools, commercial industrial power tools, snow blowers and lawn equipment, burglar alarms, vehicle music amplification, and personal portable music, such as boom boxes. Yet when it comes to construction and development, noise levels 10 times more harmful. Our residents of Bayonne have zero protection. As in under Section 3, at Chapter 3, Section 1.8, restricted uses, it states, construction and demolition activities are exempt from the sound level limits. So many cities across the country require sound mitigation plans on large-scale redevelopment. Their local construction officials have the authority to inspect these construction sites and award the sound mitigation permits once everything's clear and it's posted on the site so that residents can see. I believe it should be the policy of our city to prevent excessive sound that we know may jeopardize health, welfare, and the safety of its residents. Excessive sound is hazardous to the public welfare, safety, and our quality of life. And as I mentioned earlier, technology exists by which excessive sound may be substantially abated. The policies for the city to require mitigation also exist in other cities. Retirees, seniors, disabled folks, young children, or pets, even folks that work nights, these people have a right to and should be ensured of an environment free of excessive harmful sound. So I just want to make a suggestion tonight and hope that you can consider looking into a sound mitigation plan. I think it would be beneficial for the residents. Obviously, two of the things that people generally object to on development is parking and the noise. And I think if we can do something about that where it doesn't cost the city anything and it costs the developer very little, I think it would be an effective way for you to continue the development while still protecting the quality of life of the residents.
Thank you. We will take it under advisement.
Awesome, thank you.
Michael?